German bombing. Most damage was concentrated in the East End. The RAF has struck enemy aerodromes in Le Havre and the Low Countries. In Russia, further German losses are reported around Leningrad. In Asia,
changing for the multi-stream.
The American fortress at Corregidor is still defiant, but Japanese forces are reported nearing the Burmese oil fields. And that concludes the news summary. We now return you to our music program.
Nazi bombers hit city, heavy damage to docklands. Hindenburg. That's not good. His Majesty's government regrets to inform you that your services in the Office of the Secret Service are no longer needed. Termination to be effective immediately. Well, shit. La Morte. The death. Lord and Lady Lambeth obituary. Lord and Lady Lambeth have died in the Titanic disaster. A couple of them missing since the sinking and were not among the survivors rescued by the Carpathia last Monday.
Today's top stories. London has endured another night of German bombing. Most damage was concentrated in the East End. The RAF has struck enemy aerodromes in Le Havre and the Low Countries. In Russia, further German...
Oh, air raid. Well, shit.
The past, forever locked in regret. But what if the past could be changed? "30 years have come and gone since the night that saw the end of the world, my world. The service needed someone on the
One sec. I'd turn down the volume again.
Titanic. I was to wait for a signal from my contact, so I remained in my cabin. I left only once, Georgia, and that's when it came. There'd be no second chance. It was Sunday, April 14th. Too late, you see, for the Titanic, for me. What if I'd met with my contact, prevented disaster? What if the past could be changed? What then?
Aw, shit. Alright, so we got isekai, well, not isekai, but we got sent back in time to when we were a member of the British Secret Service on the Titanic. Hors d'oeuvres varies, oysters, consomme yoga, cream of barley, salmon, mussolini sauce, cucumber, filet mignon, sauté of chicken lyonnaise, vegetable marron francais. Okay, here we go. Open, keys, volume. I fucking hate that. That's the only... Hopefully this is the only game of the old ones that I bought that is like that. Subtitles on. Okay. Braden. Ram Braden. Butts. Okay.
Good evening. I am Smethels, your steward.
Schmethels.
And, if I may say so, it is good to see you up and about. You've been in your cabin the whole voyage. A touch of the mal de mer, was it?
One second, I'm gonna move my head a little bit. I'm not blocking much, but just there. Man, it's been a while since I played this game. A hot minute.
Good evening. I am Smethels, your
Yeah, I know that
steward.
part.
And if I may say so, it is good to see you. Good evening. Good evening.
Oh god, I
I am
hoped I could skip
Smethels,
it, but I
your
didn't.
steward. And if I may say so, it is good to see
Smethels,
you
I
up and
remember
about.
hating you.
You've been in your cabin the whole voyage. A touch of the Maldon mare, was it? Good evening. I am Smethels, your good seasickness can be quite unpleasant, especially if it's one's first crossing. Since you haven't been out of your...
Yes, I could use some help.
Very good. We of the White Star Line hope that your stay on board Titanic is as relaxing as possible. As you explore the ship, please bear in mind the following advice. The mouse is your hands, the keys your feet. If you find the screen too dark or too bright, follow the directions on the control screen help panel or consult your manual on adjusting your monitor. To find the control panel help and
Astral
other
Avenger, thank
features,
you for following.
click on the life preserver at the bottom of the screen. The control panel has a help button, as well as a quit and save game feature. You may also adjust the volume. Test the settings by clicking on the black knob. You may also switch the theme music on or off. After making any adjustments, click OK to return to your current game. Wandering the ship, if you notice a hand, it indicates something to click on. May I suggest you do so? Several personal items in your room,
Trying to click
a
on his
brown
nose.
satchel, and a pocket watch, are quite useful to you during your voyage. Take them with you. You shall want to converse with other passengers. If you fail to understand them, click on their face. They will repeat their last sentence. The purser. His office is on C deck, just off the forward grand stairs. The elevator, or lift as we call it, has an attendant who can direct you to various sections of the
Nothing,
lifts
just
are
playing through a
located behind
couple
the
of
forward
God
grand
Galaxy
staircase.
retro games.
Lastly, you may always find me by returning to your cabin, C-73, and ringing the bell to the right of the door. Your correspondence. 2,200 on board, and they all want messages delivered prompt. Here,
Electric Camel.
a map of the ship for you. Compliments
I remember
of
that
the
being in
White
the
Star
gym.
Line. I have taken the liberty of indicating your cabin, C-73. Of course, on a Sunday evening at this hour, there won't be many people out. Will there be anything else? A young lady. A most insistent young lady.
One sec, chap. Electric Camel.
The electric camel,
Yeah.
an exercise device.
Good for
They
the liver.
say it is good for the liver. I wouldn't know. It's located in the gymnasium, on the boat deck, on the starboard side. That's the right side, in
Was that the
case you
poop
have
deck?
not been informed.
I'm good.
Very good. Have you unpacked? You'll find your trunk key in your bag on the bed. And remember your personal effects, your watch, and if you require additional assistance, please ring the bell by the door. Good night.
Hello? Can I get into my... I want in.
His Majesty's government has assigned an agent of the Crown to rendezvous with you on board the Titanic. Remain in your cabin until your contact gives you further instructions. after completion of all your assignments on board. Book passage to remain on the ship and return to Southampton for your next assignment. For a more in-depth report of the international situation in the spring of 1912, please review the white paper included as part of this briefing. That is all.
Where's my
His
treat? What kind of treat you want?
government has assigned an agent of the Crown to rendezvous with you on board the Titanic. Remain in your cabin until your contact gives you further instructions. After completion of all your assignments on board, book passage to remain on the ship and return to Southampton for your next assignment. For a more in-depth report of the international situation in the spring of 1912, please review the white paper included as part of this briefing. That is all.
And then it just starts playing
His
dubstep.
Majesty's government.
Germany, Austria, Hungary, France. Central Powers, neutral. Okay, so we're still neutral in the fight. Because when what the fuck? Oh shit. Okay. So prepared 3/3/12, and I believe it was December 6th is when the Pearl Harbor attack was. Right? Spring of 1912, Europe is the dominant center of the civilized world, burst with energy. Jump to your stream like a power up in the Mario Kart, wondering like this energy's here. I ain't reading through all that. Let's see here. I already did a book report on World War II when I was in high school. I'm not going to read through one right now. Is there like a to-do list? Holy shit, I just teleported. I don't remember being able to do that. Okay, C-deck cabins. I can't read any of this. Okay, it was ahead of the grand staircase, wasn't it? Was it on F deck? The music for this was I just remember the music being fucking... See how fucking ominous it sounds?
Are you wandering about? There is a card game in progress in the smoking room, held by a French gentleman. Oh, I would never play games with the French. They cheat.
Whoa, Smethles, come on, bro. There's people watching.
The gymnasium is on the boat deck, on the starboard side. Take the lift behind the staircase to A deck, and then go up the grand staircase to the boat deck.
Quite good, Smethles. Thank you, my good man. Thank you.
I suggest you contact the importunate Miss Pringle. If you're in a hurry, there are lifts for fast ascension and descension. They're behind these stairs. Good night.
Evening, I'm the lift attendant. And you'll not find one better at taking you where you want to go. Where to?
Why don't you take me back to your room, stud?
Mind the gate. It's a cold night, this. Pretty much everyone's early to bed. Makes me job that much easier. Your deck now.
Okay, then. I don't want to go to the cabin.
Oh, hello. Don't think we've met. I'm Leyland Sachem Trask, metaphysical scribe and evangelist for the supernatural.
So an
I've
asshole.
been in London attending a conference on premonitions among the sensitive. Sensitives, or psychics, possess increased powers of perception. A gifted psychic can take a personal effect from a complete stranger and tell you all about them. No emanations here. This is a ship of destiny, which I think you know.
Ooh.
Good night.
Deck Promenade. Okay, boat deck.
Good evening. Third Officer Morrow here. I am sorry, but this is the officers' promenade. No passengers allowed. You're the second passenger tonight who's been here. A young woman tried to enter the wireless room earlier. Such cheek. Probably a suffragette. Regulations forbid passengers from entering the wireless room. Now, good night.
Wait for him to come. Is this the dude we were talking to a second ago?
Riviera broke me. Damned Frenchman. What do you want? Health nut, are you? It's on the boat deck. Above us. Yeah, it's a night, all right. A regular night to remember.
Glory be. It's about time. You're late. Another 5 minutes and I'd have cancelled your mission. Look at this. A German colonel named Zeitel. He's inspecting their embassies in Havana, Washington, and Mexico City. We know better. Ten days ago, the Bureau got word that Zeitel has in his possession a priceless copy of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, stolen 2 months ago.
The Rubaiyat
in
of Omar?
Paris, after its purchase by a very highly placed member of His Majesty's government.
Yes, quite interesting.
The Rubaiyat's a book, a collection of medieval Persian poetry. Persians. The German High Command must think it's important enough to have their top man smuggle the lot on board. It's your job to find out. His Lordship's watching this very closely. Very closely indeed. I wouldn't fumble this chance either, unless you fancy spending the rest of your career in some grotty Midlands back office shuffling paper about. Have you seen the report? In your trunk? On the international situation? I'd jolly well read it if I were you. No.
I skimmed it.
He's with a protégé. Name of Heidelitz, I believe. The two spend a great deal of time in the Café Parisien. Nibbling pastries. Get into the wireless room. I don't know or care how. Officer Morrow wouldn't let me in. See if Zeitels received or sent any telegrams about the Rubai. You've got a cryptograph in your trunk. It'll unscramble the German codes. You use the brains God gave you. Watch people. Listen. When you find the Rubaiyat, knock on my door. Cabin F, 34. Use the second-class stairs. You should be set. Remember, this is your big chance. Don't fail.
Okay, we've got our mission.
Come here.
Nope, I ain't getting caught.
You came after all this time. It's Georgia. I'd heard you on board. Where have you been? It's been 5 years. I'd have waited a lot longer to see you again. Why didn't you tell me where you'd gone? Dina hadn't a clue, nor did Jack. My letters were returned. Just like you to show up now, with everything such a beastly mess. You must help me. You've no doubt heard the rumors. I won't deny most of them. I can't.
What rumors, babe?
Even if the money's gone, I won't give the diamonds to Charles. These are all that remains. My insurance for a new life without Charles or Saoirse. Saoirse? The owner of the Barbican Gallery? We're friends. Of a sort. He's sailing on the Titanic, taking some paintings to New York to sell. Please. I mustn't talk any longer. Take it. Take the necklace. It's my only chance now. Keep it for me. And don't tell Charles you have it. You can't know what he's like.
Sorry, this section's off limits. Passengers aren't allowed on the bridge. Officer Morrow's in no mood to accommodate passengers right now. He's misplaced his binoculars, and he's in a right proper state about it. Off with you now. You can't go. Officer Morrow's in no mood to accommodate passengers right now. He's misplaced his binoculars, and he's in a right proper state about it. Good night. Passengers aren't allowed on the bridge. Officer Morrow's in no mood to accommodate passengers right now. He's misplaced his binoculars, and he's in a right proper state about it. Off with you now.
Sorry, no passengers on the bridge. No passengers allowed. Yes, very calm. We've received some ice reports. Shouldn't be a problem, though. Not on the Titanic. Yes, though the only thing to watch is the wireless room. They just keep bringing up more messages. Wireless telegraphy is all the rage these days. Not tonight, I'm afraid. I've got an uneasy feeling. Something seems wrong. Yes, yes. This is the officers' promenade. Good night.
Okay, so I gotta find his binoculars? I don't remember that much about the game.
Yes? The lounge is closed for the night. We'd open it again only in an emergency, which we are not experiencing at the moment. Good night.
Yeah, fuck you, Snuggles.
But my dear, it's Daisy, Daisy Cashmore. Surely you remember. Oh, you are naughty thing. Don't think I didn't know you'd snuck on at Cherbourg. Smithers told me all about it. The old boy's always dripping with news. I heard about Lord and Lady Lambeth. Ruined utterly. Scarcely enough left for appearances, I'm told. I always liked Georgia. Married Charles for his name and his fortune, sensible girl. But she's made her nest. Now she must live in it. Well, what do we think? Gorgeous, isn't it? Everyone's raving, gushing. The Titanic couldn't be more fabulous. And the sailing couldn't have been more convenient. Everyone's here. The Astors, the George Wideners, the Countess of Ross, such a wonderful girl. The Strausses, I saw them on D-deck tonight. The Ryersons, the Henry Harpers. I could just go on and on. And the ship's so very advanced. I was just saying to my dear friends, the Carters, they're bringing back a motor car, do you believe, in the cargo hold. Bill Carter checks it daily. Really, every day. He keeps the keys with the purser. And of course they let them. The Carters are fantastically rich.
Okay.
My dear, I have a little favor. A tiny one. Tonight at dinner, a man I don't know was making eyes at me. Be an absolute darling and find out who he is. Look him up in the passenger list. All I know are his initials, GQC. The list's someplace. Find it. I'll wait right here. Ta!
This bitch is crazy.
Did you get it? Get his name? No, you haven't found a passenger list. Try the purser's office. He'll have one.
It's been 5 seconds.
I believe it is not correct form to speak to those who have not been introduced. Good night.
Well, you better hope I don't get a chance to fucking ruin you. Purser's office. Okay, so it's gotta be somewhere close, right? Reading room. One sec, let me, a direction indicator. Yeah. telling me the correct place to go. Maybe that doesn't tell me a good place to go.
May I be of assistance? The purser. His office is on C deck, just off the forward grand stairs. The elevator, or lift as we call it.
Okay, so C deck.
Only I'm allowed to access the cargo manifest. What do you want?
I hope you won't drown. You're all a bunch of dicks.
Perhaps. As purser, I'm in charge of the Titanic's passengers. Have you a name? If you do, I can tell you their cabin number. The Burnses? Cabin C78. 5? Who are you, anyway? I haven't seen you about. Certainly not. The manifest is the purser's. Only I look at the manifest. Have you a name? If you do, I... Mr. Astor, he's not to be... Have you a name? Mr. Barbicombe, try cabin A14. Have you a name? If... Reverend Trout is a second-class passenger.
Come on.
Cabin F32. Have you a name? Let me check. Aha, Mr. George Quincy
I didn't think he was going to say it.
A27.
Okay, let's go tell her.
I live to serve. Very good, then. Good night. Yes, can I help you?
Let's check in the...
Yes, indeed. All jewels go right in the safe. That's all, then, is it? Good night.
Did you get it? Get his name? Clifford. Clifford. Never heard of him. You don't suppose he's rich, do you? You're an angel, and I've news for you, too. While you were gone, Andrew Conkling's been asking for you. Yes, Conkling, the steel bear. God knows what he's been doing in Europe, buying it probably. Where was I? Oh yes, Andrew Conkling asked me to pass along this. You know his wife Beatrix, the designer? Such an eye! Her clothes preserve the bust line. Couldn't be more. They're friends with Captain Smith. Smith! So handsome, so dashing. White Star's best officer, or was. He's retiring after this voyage. Couldn't be more tragic. My dear, you've blanched. Bad news? Certainly, certainly, I must... It's Mrs. Burbank! Consuelo!
Okay, so we've reached a tipping point.
May I be of assistance? The purser. His office is on C deck, just off the forward grand stairs. The elevator. Miss Pringle may have an idea. She is quite opinionated.
Hello, I'm Conkling. Good of you to come. I trust you're finding the accommodation satisfactory? You're welcome. White Star's anxious for everyone to be as comfortable as possible, particularly on the maiden voyage. Sorry to seem mysterious. You must understand someone in my position, an investor in this ship, needs discretion.
Yeah, it's a game from like 1960 or 1996 or something. I have very fond memories of this game.
You're under no obligation, of course. I have a slight problem. You may be able to help. A servant has stolen an important business document from me, and I must recover it. A few years ago, my wife Beatrix hired a young Irish girl as maid in our London house. We treated her well. 2 weeks ago, she up and left without notice, taking a certain letter with her. I'd given up all hope of recovering it, until my wife spotted her this morning on the third-class promenade. Needless to say, I checked with the purser. She'd been scheduled to sail on the Philadelphia, but those passengers were transferred on board the Titanic because of a coal strike. I'd prefer to employ the services of a third party. You. Government officials, friends of mine, told me a bureau agent was on board. I found you through Mrs. Cashmore, a preposterous woman, but she does have an eye for accomplishment. Look, will you help me? You will be rewarded handsomely. Her name is Shayla Hacker. She's 20 or thereabouts. I was her benefactor, one might say. Confidential business matters. Conkling Steel provides steel for ships. This ship, for example,
I bet.
If the contents of the letter were publicized, our competitors would profit greatly. Yes. This puts me in a difficult situation. This young woman, she could cause considerable damage to me, to my reputation if she goes to the newspapers. I've gotten word to her to meet on the poop deck. Go in my place. Tell her there'll be no trouble if she returns the letter. Afterwards, report to me in our suite, B59. Her name is Shayla Hacker. Good night.
Yeah, that's what I said. Poop deck. Okay. We are here. We want to go down to F. Okay, we've got to go all the way to the other side. That's the one thing about this game that I deeply remember, is it being a pain in the ass to move around.
A fine night to be indoors, cold as the dickens outside. Cold but clear. Clear as a bell, and the stars, oh, you should see 1,000,000 stars in God's firmament. A congregation of light. The name's Trout. The Reverend Edgar. I'm returning from a mission in Africa, to Sunapee, New Hampshire, where I live. Emily, my wife, she's dead. Thank you. We had looked forward to this journey. But she died at Port Said, though it was Nyasaland that killed her. The doctors, you know, never did find all the parasites. Calling on Miss Pringle, she has been invaluable this voyage, a pillar. Oh yes, we're very glad she's with us. They say you met Trask. Be wary of him. Trask's a trickster. Take this card, a prayer card, from my own collection. So you must like it, this section of the Titanic. Here, second class. You can get to Scotland Road from here. Do you know it? Scotland Road? Scotland Road runs the length of the ship, from stern to bow on Eden. It allows the crew to get from one side to the other quickly. I could go to third class if I take the Scotland Road, but I don't believe in social mixing. No, it creates too much anxiety. A place for everyone, and everyone a place. Though some don't choose to see it that way. Wait, before you leave, I was wondering, perhaps you'd care to make a donation to our mission in Nyasaland.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I am very happy. Tomorrow we will discuss everything. Good evening.
Okay, she's right here.
Try to intercept Zeitel's telegrams. Get inside the one. Surely someone on board knows what he's up to. And don't forget the cryptograph in your trunk. It will
but how do I get
unscramble the
that
German
rope?
codes. Most importantly, find the Rubaiyat. Meanwhile, I'll conduct my own investigation. Off with you now. Go!
Poop deck. See, I don't like that it puts me out in a different place than I came up. It's like...
What do you know? You again. Don't you love the sea air? Really clears out the sinuses. Max Seidelman, Philadelphia, PA. Buyer for Haymaker's department store. The shoppy of Spruce Street, What's eating you anyway? You're always in a rush. Relax, Will. Take Max's advice. Get over it. Sure, you lose sometimes. Yell. A little. Don't dwell. You a sporting type? You look like the sporting type. Come on down to the smoking room for a nightcap. Riviera's looking for someone to play a few hands of blackjack with. What do you say? Not much else to do. Not tonight. Brrr. Cold as a cast iron commode. So, what do you say? Great. First, let's swing by the Parisian Cafe. There's a man there named Zeidel, a German. Claims he's a businessman, but he's got something up the sleeve, all right. I know the type, believe me. Dollars to donuts, he's in some racket. So come with, why don't you? We'll hit the smoking room from there. Hey, Colonel, how you doing? Willie? Like you to meet
A pleasure. Hedlitz and I, we welcome diversion during such an uneventful passage, don't we?
Certainly.
Willie is at the University of Vienna, dissecting children's fable.
Cultural mythology, it's quite interesting. So only a junior professor, I tried to interest Dr. Freud. He's a genius, and I...
Yes, I am sure, quite. On the passenger list, it says you embarked at Cherbourg. Yet I have not seen you with the others. You were there, were you not?
Do you have something against the Germans, Jack?
I see. You are British. Not so many of you in Titanic's first cabins. These days, most of the rich are Americans. Businessmen like Max. Tell me, why do you go to New York? Business. How interesting, considering the British are not so good at it.
Son of a bitch.
Business. I always thought the English talkative.
The Colonel was saying this...
Like the Titanic, a technological triumph. Here we dined in comfort while racing along at 20 knots. It's still tied to the outside world by the wireless.
That reminds me, Colonel Seidel, when I go to send you a telegram, they told me it was to be There are too many messages. The passengers...
I am sure our guests do not care to hear a detailed discussion of your encounter with telegraphy. Now, if you will excuse me...
Please, excuse us.
Won't you call on us tomorrow? Here, in the cafe. The Linzer Tort's quite passable for a British ship. Stop by. Willie and I welcome it most heartily.
Yes, most heartily.
And before I leave, you must allow me to give you some advice. But do not wander the ship. It is not good, I think, on a ship as big as the Titanic. Good night, friends.
Good night.
See? What did I tell you? What did I say? Them too. Up to something, I'd say. The brainy kid gives me the creeps. What a grind. He should hang out with that little blonde. She's a looker, I tell you. Come on, let's hit the smoking room. I'll introduce you to Riviera. What do you say? Great. Go on up. I gotta see a man about a horse. I'll meet you in a few... Goodbye.
I work with a guy who always says that I've got to see a man about a horse, but he thinks it means taking a shit. Trying to find the gaming area.
Let me introduce you to Buick Riviera.
There we go.
Remember, he's French, and you know what they... Come here.
Good evening, mon ami. Buick Riviera welcomes you to the tables. I am always delighted to play with friends of Max. You look familiar. We make a meeting before? Deauville? The casino at Monaco? New Mexico. I lived there once. In Diamondback. Such a town. So, have we met? C'est vrai. Then we shall use my special cards.
Good luck. You'll need it.
Care for a blackjack?
Gotta stay on 20.
You are the winner. Magnifique. Another hand, mon ami?
Okay, so ace 1, 16. Bust.
I win. Again?
Gotta stay.
Well played. You are the winner. You like to play again?
$18. Damn it.
I am afraid fate is not with you tonight. I win. Another hand, mon ami? Fortune. She favors me. It is in the cards. Again? I have won as you see. Je regrette. You like to play again?
I don't know if this ever actually does anything.
I win.
That
Another
shit
hand,
really
mon
just
ami?
said trademark laugh. It really just did that.
The cards. They played well. I win. Again?
Motherfucker's cheating.
I am afraid fate is not with you tonight. I win. You like to play again?
He's gonna get past 17.
A draw. We are both losers. Again?
Gotta stay on 17.
Merde. A draw. Another hand, mon ami?
Just one more win and I'll stop. Gotta go till 16.
Fortune. She favors me. It is in the cards.
The cards they
Again?
play well. Some bullshit. Oh, we get it.
Blackjack. You win. Another hand, mon ami? Bonne chance, mon ami. Good night.
How you doing? Buick fleeced you too? You know, you're letting me do all the talking. If you don't mind me asking, just why are you headed to New York? Guess we all got our secrets, don't we? See you around. Good night.
I don't know you, nor do I want to. Leave me or I shall summon a steward. If you want to be a bore, I suggest you travel steerage. Good evening.
If I get a chance to let you go down, you better believe you're sinking.
May I be of assistance? Very good. We of the White Star Line hope that your stay on board Titanic is as relaxing as possible. As you explore the ship, please bear in mind the following advice. The mouse...
Yeah, I already got that.
Miss Pringle may have an idea. She is quite opinionated. Her room is... May I be of assistance?
Entrance on the deck. Doesn't this sound like some ominous shit? you say that girl was? Go to get to G. No passengers allowed on this deck. I got that, but how do I get there? Well, where's this girl? So where is... Let's find the purser. Cafe Parisian. Where is the purser's office? See that? Purser's office.
Oh, I say, what's your step?
Are you hurt, Henry?
No harm done. No harm.
I'm so sorry.
Try on my toe.
We're the Goss Joneses from Halt Whistle, you know. How are you finding the crossing? You're English, then? I would have thought American. Oh, my. I didn't mean to insult.
Can't hold a thought.
Dreadfully large place, America.
Brain like as if...
All that space and all those immigrants trying to fill it up. I was just commenting to Henry. On a White Star crossing, one meets all the right people. While we were just chatting with a delightful elderly couple in the reception. The Strausses.
Own a small dry goods store in New York somewhere. Called Macy's.
On D-Day.
Ribena, must you always finish my sentences? You're as jumpy as that American chap, that photographer.
Yes, he was just snapping away.
Taking pictures of some German colonel and that Englishman.
Snap, snap, snap.
War's coming, all right. Mark.
Okay.
Yes, can I help you?
Acquire system.
Perhaps. As purser, I'm in charge of the Titanic's passengers. Have you a name? If you do, I can tell you their cabin number. She is in third class, cabin F59. Have you a name? If you do, I can tell you their cabin number.
F59.
I'd asked his sister, Miss Hack. She is in 3rd class.
So F-59.
Passengers aren't allowed in the engine. Step aside before I call a fireman to chuck you out.
Oh shit, it's me. I'm the one that broke the Titanic. That's my bad, yo.
Try to intercept Zeitel's telegrams. Get inside the wire. Surely some...
Okay, so let's see here.
May I be of assistance? A certain Mr. Trask appears quite prescient about such matters. He's somewhere on board. Miss Pring...
Well, I think that's going to be it for today. I played a little Dead by Daylight. I started this one. I don't know if I'm going to play this one next weekend. I think I might start another horror game. I want to check this one out because it's been years since I played this game, so I just wanted to give it a look-see. Alrighty. Oh, save right here. Is it... Hello? Is it not going to let me save my game? Okay, it did save. Okay. Alrighty, thanks for stopping by, guys. I will see you later.